Experience tranquility.
All right, welcome. Week 2 of the Iris podcast is here. I am SkiFreeYeti, and stepping in for Thuggington today, we have LiteRose from Solo Cup, and we have CrypticForce, who you just heard commentating on the feature match from Alt F4. We are going to just quickly intro these guys, brand new to the podcast this season, so we'll start with LiteRose.
I'm new to the season. I'm a main tank for Solo Cup. I've been playing this game since it came out on console, which I was a filthy silver for a long time until I finally grind. How do you plural? Whatever that is.
Grinded.
I don't know.
Grindy.
Whatever. Up to plat, which I got sick of console, got onto PC, and now I'm here. So.
All right.
Cryptic? I'm Cryptic. As you mentioned, I'm main tank. I mean main feeder from Alt F4. Along with LiteRose, I came through PS4 as well. I was usually gold to silver. Not gold to silver, flat to gold. I hit diamond once, and now I've climbed up to diamond consistently, and now I'm here.
All right.
Here.
Thanks for your intro, Mighty Bear. Now,
okay, yeah.
This is going to be the main take podcast, clearly, as you can see. We got 3 main takes representing here. And before we go any further, I just want to dive right in, actually, to that feature match. It was a hell of a match to watch, honestly. It was really great play from both sides. It was a 4-0 for Gravity, and despite that, we still saw both sides bringing out a lot of good talent. What I saw a lot of was really excellent tank play from both sides. NPC and HQC both came up big in that match. But for me, if I'm looking at one person who just absolutely stood out in every single match, I'm looking at Velzen. He was outstanding on every hero he played. It seemed like every other team fight he had a grav. If not 2 out of 3 team fights, he had a grav. It was completely insane what he was doing. And, you know, a lot of people meme about goats. I meme about goats. Cryptic memes about goats. Everybody memes about goats. But goats can be ran poorly, and goats can be ran very well. What we saw tonight, multiple variants of that goats comp being run by Gravity to near perfection. And I think this is a statement game they're making today. This is a great 4-0 against a very good team. And to me, when I look at Gravity, this is them saying, everybody's talking about Sugar Rush, everybody's talking about Havoc. We're here, guys. Don't forget about us. And they look scary. Did you guys want to kick in anything from the feature match? And I know it was a big one. And if you guys want to chime in with anything.
Yeah, honestly, I really have to it's what you said. A lot of, you can't count them out just because it was a 4-0. Meteors played really well, and it was really close to tipping the other way. Maybe Meteors wins a match, the momentum starts going, and all of a sudden we're at a map 5. So you definitely can't be doubting them just because they went 0-4 down to a very good team.
And, I know it was a 4-0, like, sometimes like, there are games like 4-0s are a lot closer than it looks like just by looking at the overall score. And definitely, it was a lot closer. If you're Meteors, I think you're happy with the outcome. Like I myself had overlooked Meteors a little bit. Not Meteors, I mean Gravity. Like I wasn't really sure about how they would do this season, and I was completely wrong about them. And
yeah, and I think kind of we talked about Velzen a ton, but I do want to give another shout out back to the tanks. And NPC showed up huge tonight. He played incredible. Really, just that whole team looks very solid. Great support. X-Rush looks fantastic. Mimsy is looking excellent as well. That, to me, Gravity just showed to me today that they're, in my opinion, now the team to beat. in this community. I think season 2, they just stepped up. They put the target on their backs. I think that's the team to look out for right now. But we can keep talking about how awesome Gravity is. I actually want to kick it over to LiteRose. You have Wrecking Crew and Solo Cup. You want to talk about that a little bit? That was your match this week?
Yeah, so it was 3-1, but it was extremely close to coming down to a map 5, especially on Dorado, which the DPS Teddiness came in. And he is very good. He has the ability to take his team further. And the only kind of reason that Solo Cup won was because of a partial C9. Partial, they got off the payload with like 1.5 meters to go. But Wrecking Crew is definitely one you can't doubt. Obviously, Teddiness is the one to look out for, the DPS. And honestly, Wrecking Crew, compared to their win last week, going forward, they should do great.
Absolutely, no disagreement there. I think Wrecking Crew does look like a sneaky good team, somebody who definitely should not be underestimated going forward. Cryptic, I was going to give you Alta 4 versus a team that's no longer here, but it looks like a good 4-0 for you guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, did you not see my Widow 6K I hit?
Nobody saw that yet. You wouldn't even do that in a fake match. I am going to ask you about Elusion and Otaku, though.
Elusion and Otaku, I only caught the very last map.
Mm-hmm.
I did talk to Yojek and NickTsal, and from what it appeared, NickTsal was saying their heads weren't really in the game after the first 2 maps, from what it kind of sounded like. Freedom, I want to highlight him. He played incredible on the last map. I just saw him click head after head after head. He kind of looked like the second coming of Orsted, but gonna pump the brakes on that.
Yeah,
17 Sombra break.
Freedom's definitely making an impact in the short time he's been here in the preseason tournament and the first 2 weeks. I think a lot of people are looking at him and just saying that's pretty terrifying what we're seeing from him. So it's impressive. I think we can all agree there. I'm going to take a moment to talk about Fighting Potatoes versus Omnic Turtles. Fighting Potatoes followed up their big 4-0 in week 1 with a 0-4 defeat to the Omnic Turtles. Omnic Turtles had a great showing last week against Havoc. And they came out against the Potatoes this week, and they look great. They're a very coordinated team. Gab on their team is an absolutely fantastic DPS. He also played Diva very well when we played, but his McCree is outstanding. I think Gab is going to be one of those players moving forward that is going to be seen as an absolute threat no matter when he's playing, what he's playing. I think he's an outstanding player in general. And really all of the Omnic Turtles as well. They are a very talented team. I look at their tanks. Their incredible Jewish Missile is a very aggressive Reinhardt player, and I can just respect the hell out of that. I know you're with me on that one, Cryptic and LiteRose.
Yeah,
I know you guys are with me on this. When you see that much aggression from a tank, you love it, and it's pretty incredible what they were pulling off. They did a really good job. Just massive credit to Omnic Turtles. They came out, they dominated pretty much every map, and tons of respect to what they were doing. They did great. So 0-4 or 4-0 win for the Omnic Turtles, and Potatoes look forward to next week, see if they can get their first real map win of the season. Now, LiteRose, you had Havoc and Meta Rejects.
All right, so first you have to give props to Kingdom.
Yes.
He's been through everything. Coming a coach, and a player then a coach on Solo Cup, becoming a free agent, becoming a player of Meta Rejects, then becoming the captain of Meta Rejects, and having to gather a team with the deadline of the community in about a week, maybe even less. So their win in the first week was showing that, hey, just because things are a little bit of a mess, you can't just blow by these guys. With Havoc Meta Rejects, Havoc is a very good team. They run goats very well. And they know who to target. They have very good shot calling. And with Meta Reject, I think it's honestly just that they're new. They have a lot of potential, and they have very good DPS, very good supports. They have a very well-rounded team. But I think the fact that they're new is not very much used to each other kind of works against them. And with Havoc being together so long and them being such a great team winning last year, it's a perfect storm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would like to interject on this real quick. I know I wasn't here last week, but everyone was going over who we were talking about winning. I don't know why everyone's sleeping on Havoc. Havoc's not dead. Goats is strong, and even then, we're probably going to bounce back. I know Nerdable as well. He's going to be a great coach. I think everyone's sleeping on Havoc. I personally am thinking him to win it all. I'm going to say it.
That's fair.
It's like when you root for the Patriots, everyone roots for the people who play the Patriots because they want to see the opposing team go down.
Yep. Sure thing.
Yep.
Right,
You're
Cryptic?
still here.
Anyways, yeah, and I do want to take one more chance. Again, I want to talk about Kingdom once more. From all of us in the administration for the community, like, what's going on with Meta Rejects, they've had a lot of turnover over the past couple of weeks. And what Kingdom has done in the span of about a week and a half with that team is insane. And I can't stress enough, like, our appreciation from the administration aspect, because he's done incredible for us. And on top of that, he's playing amazing. Like, I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. He's a fantastic tank in general. And he actually played main tank this week, and he looked great. And it's just, Kingdom is a very good player, and I think he's one of those players that doesn't get enough credit for what he brings to the community as a whole, in addition to his casting. I mean, he's an awesome dude. He deserves more credit. So
He's also a pleasure to cast with.
yes, he's awesome in general. So big ups to Kingdom. He is the man. Sorry, Cryptic, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just gonna throw this out there. He is fantastic at vocal warm-ups. Me and him know exactly what we're talking about. That's just gonna be a joke between us.
All right. So what have I not touched on here? Cryptic, you had Harmony and Chaos and Liquid Nova.
Yeah, Harmony Chaos versus Liquid Nova. It was a 4 for Harmony and Chaos. Harmony looked pretty solid there. I definitely like what I'm seeing out of Maxix, and I'm also liking what I'm seeing coming out of Cav.
Yes.
Now I'm also saying this because I'm trying not to get banned. I noticed last year, like he was a little quiet in comms. Like, he was not very talkative. And watching that game, I noticed him a lot more, giving good information. I definitely think he's improving, and I'm keep an eye on Cav. Keep an eye on him.
No, absolutely. I mean, Cav was an all-star last season, and I think it's important to keep that in mind. He's a good player. He's a really good player. Just, not only is he running this community well, he's a great player. And definitely not anybody to ever sleep on in this community in general. Last match of the week we haven't talked about yet is Sugar Rush versus the Aimbots. It was the first match of the week on Tuesday night, and Aimbots pulled off the perceived upset, actually. They pulled off a 2-1 victory.
Crazy.
Surprised a lot of people there. A lot of people kind of wrote them off because they had a ton of turnover early on this season, and I remember mentioning it last week. Thug and I were chatting about it. Do not sleep on the Aimbots. People, I don't know what it is, if something happened for Sugar Rush where they just slept on them, or they weren't as prepared as they could have been because of a reschedule. I'm not sure. At the same time, Aimbots came in, they won, and they did a damn good job. It was great watching them. Their DPS is insane. They're a team that is filled with players who don't get enough credit for what they do, and it's like Just Savage, for instance, or Albatross, pardon me, he's an excellent tank. And it's just like there's so much talent on that team in general, and I think we overlook them too much. And I see Dirty Pineapples too. Again, he was I believe he was the captain last season, or one of the main players for Control, a team that has since folded. He's on their support line there, and kind of an Oh, sorry. Just Savages and Albatross is White Knights. I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible with names. I can hardly remember my kids' names sometimes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, Albatross is the DPS I was thinking of, who was just outstanding. Him and Asian Man, I believe, is the gamer tag he uses as well. Both of them too were really good. This was on Tuesday, and all my notes are terrible, so I'm sorry. But again, just don't sleep on the aimbots all season. We did as a podcast, and really the whole community did in their predictions. It was 30-4 in favor of Sugar Rush in the predictions. Sugar Rush fell 2-1. Is this a sign of weakness from Sugar Rush, or is this a sign of strength from aimbots? I think it's a sign of strength from aimbots. So do not sleep on them the rest of the season. Don't make that mistake.
Now I wonder if now I'm going to talk a little football here, because football reference is the best way to go, in my opinion. I wonder if it kind of did a Pittsburgh Steelers to kind of like we're looking ahead to their next opponent, kind of overlooked the aimbots as almost everyone did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it was that. I don't know what's going on with their team. So
And I think the turnover kind of scared a lot of people away from predicting them. I think that's, and they got 4-0'd in the first week against Wrecking Crew. And again, Wrecking Crew's a really good team, so it's not, we shouldn't, there was an overreaction from the league too. Don't credit out aimbots. We made a mistake, and that was a huge mistake.
Because I think with the turnover, like, Overwatch is a team game. You need communication, you need trust in each other, and the fact if you don't have that, you can't win. Mm-hmm. But they got it together, and they beat Sugar Rush, which is massive.
Right.
So we can definitely just can't sleep on them.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you look, I mean, it brings me to another thing, and it's kind of the next thing we're going to talk about is underrated players in this league, or in the community. We have a ton of players who we talk about all the time. If we're looking at DPS, everybody talks about Orsted and Velzen. We look at Kingdom, obviously. Kingdom's came in, just been dominant. We look at, Cognitive Pit from Sugar Rush as well. We see all those guys. I'm sorry, the Cognitive Pit, as I've been instructed to call him by the captain of Sugar Rush. So, I mean, we see all these people coming in here, and obviously they get all the spotlight. But I want to spend some time talking about some underrated players. And Cryptic, I'm going to start with you. I believe you were looking at some of the tanks in the community who should be getting more of a spotlight than they do.
Yeah, my list was greatly influenced by this last feature match. I want to start with Gordy Back. I know he was a Season 1 player. I really didn't see too many big plays for him in Season 1, but just from his last game, I don't know how many bombs he hit, but he was playing out of his mind. Mm-hmm. Finally, a new player, HQC. I, again, came out of the blue. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him online, and he came out and played incredible. Landed some big shatters, played incredible monkey. And I'm going to go with Cedro from Sugar Rush here, or however his name is.
Sidereal?
Sidereal. I feel like he's incredibly overlooked when you look at the team, because when I look at that team, I'm looking at the Cognitive Pit. Who else? Riley Bad, their DPS line is just actually incredibly scary. And oh my god, I can't speak. Sidrill, definitely think he's a good main tank. Watch out for him.
You're sleeping on LiteRose.
Just saying, what about SkiFreeYeti? I mean...
Yeah, come on, man.
There's a reason you weren't put on there.
Oh, it's because everybody already respects us too much.
That's fair.
That's the problem. It's what it is. Yeah, throw some respect on it. All right, LiteRose, you're going to chat about some DPS.
All right, so the first one I have is you were talking about aimbots and underrated players earlier. I have White Knight on here. Watching their game against Sugar Rush and the week before that, he actually saved a lot of fights and kept them going. His hit scan is very good, and it's definitely something that you have to watch out for because it's pretty consistent. And moving on to the next one, Smugs from Otaku. We played against them week 1, and it's just something that you have to watch out for because, once again, hit scan, consistency. It's what a lot of DPS is you have to be consistent, and that's what these players are. You don't really hear about them a lot. But they're there, and they're going to kill you. And the last one is very new, Gecko from Meta Rejects. He put on a show, especially with his very big Pharah play. Mm-hmm. That might be coming up earlier, you never know.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
But Kingdom picked up, good one here. Gecko, watch out for him.
Yeah, I agree on the Gecko. I just flashed my desktop to everyone. You got to see my Poke Derp background. I was going to talk about a couple of supports in the league who I don't think get enough credit. I'm going to actually start with the Omnic Turtles. I look at, honestly, your teammate, kind of weird saying that in that context, but really a great player in general. And I saw Fernanaman, I believe Fernanaman is the full name, playing on Brig. And I mean, Brig, DPS, tank, healer, I don't know. But at the same time, I look at that support line from that team, and they do, a big strategy we had going into that game was, okay, Gab is an incredible DPS. They've run this kind of protect the president comp a lot. Let's just kill Gab. Yeah, good luck, guys. You didn't, or we didn't. I don't think we barely ever killed him, and there's a reason for that. Is their support line is insane. So I look at that lineup and I see just absolutely insane play. I want to also talk about one of my fellow Fighting Potatoes who I think deserves more respect than he gets is the Core from our team. He plays an incredible Zenyatta, and I don't think he gets enough respect for what he brings to our team as a shot caller as well, and I want to give him a massive shout out here for everything he brings. And then the last person I wanted to talk about a little bit was actually in the last match was X-Rush. Obviously he's the captain of Meteors, so he does a really good job bringing that team together. But at the same time, as a player, he's an incredible Lucio player. That's one thing that sticks out to me immediately when I see what he brings to the table. And he's also brought forth good Zenyatta play in the past as well. So I look at X-Rush as, again, a really underappreciated player in the league. And I do want to give some shout-outs to them. Or did I say Captain of Meteors? I meant Captain of Gravity. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I know. NA production indeed. So on that note, that's kind of the underrated players we want to talk about. Speaking of underrated players, how about an underrated team? How about the Fighting Potatoes? We are the meme lords of the league, and we're going to be bringing in Sneaky, their captain, to do a quick interview there. And I just clicked through 3 of the wrong videos, but I want to talk a little bit about this roster here. And really, if I'm looking at any roster in the community, this is the best roster there is, so just deal with it.
I feel like we're so biased there.
Yeah, I know. Call it a hunch, right? So you look at it, the DPS line. Their one change there is obviously we lost Fate from last season. Basically, the old strategy of pocket Fade is no longer a thing for the Fighting Potatoes, so they're having to mix things up a little bit this season, and they brought in a player by the name of T. Leo, or Leo as we were calling him. Really good DPS player, starting to synergize really well with the team, and we've been mixing it up a lot more as a team, but we're working on getting Sneaky into the call right now.
I think she was asking if she was to just dial in or wait.
Yeah, just have her dial in.
She's coming on in.
Okay. Should just be...
I see Yojek was saying bias is not here.
No bias here,
She
guys.
is.
No, there's none. I don't know what you're talking about. We're the best team in the league. There's not even a doubt.
We're people in the Solo Cup Discord are discussing your map leak.
I know.
Week 3 map leak.
Yeah, you guys saw nothing. Don't worry, you'll see it again later. All right, so we brought Sneaky in from the Fighting Potatoes. She is here, and we are going to get an opportunity to chat about the potatoes, which I know all too much about. So, Sneaky, why don't you spend some time first before I kick it off to the others for questions, because their questions are going to mean more. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the roster, how they came together, and what we are as a team?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been a potato from the beginning, and it kind of just fell into place. We kind of just said it'd be fun to do this, and let's see what happens. We are. I would be lying if I said we weren't mostly a team of support mains. So
true.
We've had to do some adapting and learning, and I think we've had some people that have really been able to prove that they can shine in other roles. And like you said, I mean, we have some crazy good support people, but I mean, like the Bash Brothers tanks, I mean, you guys are insane. Like, so proud of you guys. DPS, we have Mousy, the crazy Junkrat fanatic who everyone loves to hate to love or whatever.
There's a lot of
she's
love
a
and
monster.
hate. Yeah.
If I had to play against
That to be true.
her, I would
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
At Dimtrees in the chat, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Mousy, I would probably have to like quit the league if I had to play against her. So all those tires are just so triggering. And then we have our new DPS. We had the wonderful and talented Fate last season. He has moved on. We're so proud of him. He's doing really good things. And now we have Leo, who Yeti scouted and found. We are so grateful because he's awesome. Good synergy with him, and we're kind of just learning how to play together, and you know, we're all just friends at the end of the day.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
right. Cryptic, Light, you have any questions?
So how are you working to shape your team up to at least make the playoffs this year?
Well, I would love to say that I'm doing a lot of work, but Yeti is kind of pulling the strings. I'm just
Oh, he's blushing.
He is doing a ton of strategizing. I mean, it's the work that he's doing, the studying up, posting videos for us, like how to get better and whatever. It's been awesome. So I like to think I keep the harmony in the background, but I couldn't do it without Yeti.
Aw, shucks. Well, maybe slightly overstating my usefulness, but Cryptic, what do you got to say here?
I really don't have too much. I think I know we were close to making the playoffs last year. We actually got to beat us last season to get in, and unfortunately we
Yeah, I
won.
still haven't forgiven you, asshole. Thanks.
That was a hell of a game, though.
It was a fun game.
I
It was a fun
hope
match.
doesn't get too mad about this. I think there was genuine talks of our team about tossing the game, just so we could get the potatoes in. It was kind of 50-50.
Hashtag
80.
ban Cryptic.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, here we go again. Yeah, I know, right?
For the meme.
So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think one cool thing about the potatoes, if I can just interject, is a lot of us live right next to each other. We're all close friends, so, or at least I'm relatively new to the circle, but I've been welcomed into the circle. So it's a really cool kind of experience because we can play Overwatch on Wednesday and then drink together on Saturday. So that's a lot of fun for me. But if I'm talking about anything with this team, I'm talking playoffs. And I know I'm excited for that, and we got a lot of work to do. But
Only week 2,
It's
but
only
there's
week-
a lot to go forward.
and Sneaky, tell me, how are you feeling about the fact that we are yet to get one legitimate map win?
I feel like it's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what we did last season. We went, 0-7?
0-7.
Turned that crap around, and look at us. We almost made playoffs. So, I mean, I feel like we have a good 5 maps of solid losses before we need to really turn it around. Just kidding.
It's only a match.
Can we at least not start 0-7, please? Like, that's my main focus here, guys. Like,
No,
This
I
should be
think,
more impressive when you make the playoffs.
I think we are we're definitely taking more initiative than we've ever taken before. We're working on getting better, communicating better, creating our rosters in a more creative and different way so that we can get, what we need to get done, and I have a good feeling.
last question here. Who, in your opinion, and don't say me, please, who, in your opinion, is the most underrated, least talked about, yet one of the most crucial pieces of the potatoes?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Sure is. You got to pick your
Potatoes.
favorite friend.
Oh my god, I can't. I'm so bad.
Don't worry.
Clock
Like,
is ticking.
Yes, we have
don't
expectations.
worry. Like, only your entire team's gonna hate you if you don't pick
yeah.
them.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're setting me up for like a really. Is this a mutiny?
No.
Holy
no.
crap.
No, God, no.
You
no.
said it.
Who would be the most underrated? I kind of feel like we've seen a lot of role changes, especially in this last couple games, and as we're starting to play more together. I gotta say, I'm really pretty impressed. I'm impressed with Shep right now. I really think that he is rocking. He was doing a lot of support in Season 1, and now he's really rocking the tank. And I am impressed with how much he's improving and like how he's really bringing us together. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. It's cool to watch him grow in that role.
I kind of
'Cause
hope.
before it was a lot of Moira, and it's cool.
I hoped you would have said him. He's our lone silver player, but I feel like he has hugely stepped up this season. So
Oh yeah,
Nice.
big
So
time.
silvers can vastly improve. Like we had
Yes.
someone on silver on our team who is vastly important to the team delivery. But
all right, and then we're gonna go ahead actually here. Thanks for Sneaky for coming in. We're gonna keep you around here to chat with our next person. Here is the captain of the team Elusion, and that's NickTsal. Or I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sure I'm going to get corrected here in a moment. But he's going to be entering the call here in just a moment. And we look at that roster. Again, this is a new team, but it does have a couple of familiar faces. Smith Pants at the tank. He's a very, very good tank. And you see they have 4 tanks actually showing up as they list them on the roster. NickTsal, their captain, Black 96, John W. Booth, Smith Pants. We have the support line, Sweet Tooth and Memorex. The only flex listed is Panic, but I have a feeling the others flex around a little bit too. And their DPS line is Velo and Asura. Again, not a whole lot known about this team. A lot of these guys are brand new. It's going to give it a good opportunity here once we get Nick into the call, just to ask him what brought this team together. What are they going to bring to the table? And here he is now. We have Nick, or NickTsal from Elusion. Welcome to the Iris.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. So tell us a little bit about Elusion. What brought this team together? Tell us everything you want to tell us. Just what is Elusion? What do they bring to the table?
Well, how the team came together was essentially I was part of Solo Cup last season. I didn't join back for this season. I originally left myself as a free agent. And after a while of just sitting around waiting, I said, you know what, there's still spots left to open teams. Why not just go ahead and do it? So there are a couple of people that I reached out to from Solo Cup last season that didn't join back for season 2. Mainly the DPS Asura, who is, as Zuby was saying, Zanzas from season 1. I had played with, so I'd also played with Velo as well a couple of games. I think it was part of like Insanity tryouts. Don't know if I should be saying that. I don't know what's going on with that anymore anyways.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about Insanity anymore. So
I asked him to join, and then from there on, we made a team.
Awesome. Now, you guys started off the season with that 4-0, and then last week kind of went the opposite direction. So tell us, how you guys are coming together. Tell us about these first couple weeks, how you're feeling going forward here.
Yeah, last week was not our greatest showing. We just played sloppy. That's all it was. We didn't go in prepared. I think that because we thought we had brought it to map 6 against them in the preseason tournament, it'd be a much closer games than it was. And we just shut down after that second map. We just stopped communicating. Our callouts were not on point. We're not precise, and everyone was just out of it.
Sounds a lot like the Potatoes week 2, for what it's worth. No,
also, I'd like to state something.
Yeah,
you said it was 4-0.
Yeah,
it was 3-2.
I'm sorry.
3-2 was a close game.
Sensitive Solo Cup over here.
Hey, there's a big difference.
I know. Trust me, I know what the difference is with 4-0. You're talking to a goddamn potato here. So sorry about that.
Continue.
Yeah, of course. So Nick, again, we don't know a whole lot about your team, and you mentioned obviously Xanis, which I didn't realize was from Solo Cup from last season. So I apologize for that. Tell us a little bit about like who on your team, who is kind of like, when you look at a person who's carrying that load, who's bringing the team to that next level, who's the one who you can count on to turn a fight around in your favor and bring success to your team?
I don't really think I can give it on one person.
Sure.
What I can really say is if Asura's watching, the Nanoblades, I don't know how many times either in comp or in scrims, or even in our games when we are thinking of when we think we're losing the fights, and the Nanoblades come from Asura and Sweet Tooth, and then he ends up getting 3, and then we're back in the fight, and we're like, oh, all right, this point's ours now. So I would have to say those two together have really good synergy, and it helps.
Nice. Do Cryptic or LiteRose, do either of you have questions?
Yeah. Cryptic, you go first. So I went first.
Oh, no, I'll let you. I was trying to think of a question.
Okay.
Question.
Okay. So I'll go first. You're looking at the roster sheet. The SR isn't as high as a lot of other teams. How have you helped improve your team to compete with a lot of the higher SR players?
We don't really look at SR too much. It's just a number. As long as we play together properly as a team, I don't think that it makes much of a difference. And that's kind of what I was going for when I was making the team. I wanted everyone to kind of be at the same level, be at more or less at the same ground, so we can just improve as a team together.
Absolutely. Cryptic, did you have anything?
No, I don't.
You don't? All right. Well, Nick, on behalf of everybody here, welcome to your team, to the community. I know a lot of them are new, some are old faces still, but welcome to you. Welcome to all of you guys coming in here. On that note, we're going to get to the fun stuff here. What a lot of people, I'm sure, are waiting for and going to leave after they see immediately is that map rotation for Week 3. Map rotation for Week 3 is as follows. On the control side, we have Ilios. On the hybrid, we have Hollywood. Escort is Junkertown. Temple of Anubis for the 2CP map. And Tiebreaker is going to be Busan. So we got some interesting maps this one. We're looking at Junkertown. We see a lot of sniper play on that one. And really, I see a ton of different variable comps there. Seeing that Bastion comp coming in sometimes. That pirate ship is pretty prominent there. I'm excited to see what these new maps bring because I have a feeling some of them are going to drift ever so slightly away from that GOATs, and we might see a little bit of difference coming in, especially, fingers crossed on that because, God dang, I am so bored of GOATs. But, that said, that's the map rotation for Week 3, guys. Week 3 is right around the corner here, and match is coming up on Wednesday. But before we get into the match predictions, I want to look at the top 5, actually top 7 plays of the week. Wow. I moved it up to top 7 because I had some trouble getting some plays out. So I want to give a big shout out to all the people who sent me plays. I got like 15 of them this week. So seriously, thank you for sending them my way because it made it a lot harder for me, but I got some pretty damn good plays that I wanted to show to you guys here. So we're going to kick off the video here, starting with Jewish Missile, from Omnic Turtles, coming in on the Reinhardt on point 3 of King's Row, and just absolutely mashing the hell out of us potatoes. Comes in with a shatter, pretty much locks up that fight, locks up the point. And this was kind of the play we saw all day against them. Gecko from Meta Rejects, one of the players who talked about underrated players. They came in on this Pharah. They win this initial Pharah duel. And then as this Mercy is coming in for the res, pops the barrage, takes out 2, 3, 4 players, and then he finishes off the Pharah yet again because why the hell not? Spooderman from Solo Cup on the Hanzo on point 2 of King's Row. This was a really good play, really good coordination. I like just a grab dragon, whatever, I see it a lot, but I like this little follow-up here. He gets the kill on the Baby Diva. Really nice play there from Spooderman, and now we go to another one of those underrated players, is Smugs from Otaku. Smugs from Otaku coming in here with a really cheeky little play here. Yeah, that's dirty. I think this is against you guys on Elusion, Nick.
We don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that was a nasty one. Speaking of Elusion versus Otaku, here's Yojak.
Back to back.
Yojak.
When you sent me that link, I was just heartbroken.
I'm so sorry.
Yojak. One I get. Two is like
masked man.
The super cheeky
I've ever done
play.
the shatter in a trank match yet. Respect for running it.
That was insane. I loved that. I loved that shatter from Yojak. That was awesome. And
that follow up on the deep maybe.
Exactly.
That's a fantastic.
Here's the play of the match from the feature match. In my opinion, it's Velzen with an absolutely nutty 6K. First the high noon, then follows it up with a fan the hammer on the Moira, takes out the floating red gear / Reaper, follows it up with why not just finish the Ana, get the 6K, get the glory. Good Lord, Velzen, you scary. And then the last play here is Kingdom from Meta Rejects. I actually missed this play on my initial review, so I wanted to throw it in because it's a damn good shatter. Takes out the entirety of the team on Havoc's end and just absolutely swings that hammer and cleans it up. Really huge play and pretty much like on his own secured that. So really good play from Kingdom. Again, an underrated player in this league who doesn't get enough respect. So I think we're talking about him so much. I don't think we're underrating him anymore. I shouldn't say that anymore.
I'll disagree with King being underrated, and I'll give that shatter an 8 out of 10. I think that's a fantastic shatter.
Yeah, it was a really good shatter. Definitely a 7, solid 8 out of 10 shatter, I would say, if you're on the same page as me, fellow Ryan Mans. So I want to kick it around the circle here, guys. Let's talk about who we think is the top play, and I'm going to start with Nick. What do you think?
They're all really good. I mean, being a tank main, I'm gonna have to go with one of the tank plays. Mm-hmm. It hurts to say it, but I'm gonna have to go with the Ojax. Even what happened against us, but that was a dirty shatter.
That was a dirty shatter. I picked 3 shatters for the top 5. I'm happy nobody pointed that out. But
Well, you just pointed it.
I pointed it out myself.
yeah.
I just
Clip
it just
Oh, we
it
noticed.
just it just
Clip.
hit me
Can I get a clip?
that the Rhine main hit 3 Rhine plays into that. So, anyways,
Nice.
yeah, Yojack's got a vote. Cryptic, what do you got for me?
Cryptic, I just said my name. Okay, I'm special. I think if you go with anyone else but Velzen, you're just wrong. It's a 6K. But it's a 6K. It's almost impossible to beat.
6K Velzen gets a vote. Sneaky, what do you got? You got a cat.
I have a cat who's
Very
who's
sneaky
my-
kitten.
my microphone.
Not so
away from
sneaky.
my face. I think so. I'm torn. I really am, but I will make a decision. I was really impressed with the Hanzo play into the Grav. That was pretty solid. And I gotta applaud the teamwork and the coordination for those, because there's nothing better than calling that out and getting that. But the McCree play was absolutely bananas. So I gotta
Velzen
give it
6
to him.
play or Velzen 6K?
Yeah, that was insane, and I need this cat to stop.
You just
What else would you be having
it's
with
like
this dog?
it's like he knows he's on camera. Look at that. That's great.
Look at that smug face.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And this is why dogs are better.
All right. What? I don't. I
logic is that?
I think they're both great for what they bring. It's like a nice neutral. Yes. Anyways, what do you got for me, LiteRose? We got 2 votes Velzen, 1 vote for Yojack. What do you got?
I'm once again torn between Gecko's play and Velzen's play. Like, winning the Pharah battle with a Pharmacy is really hard, and then getting the barrage down, killing the Pharah again, is kind of BM in a way a little bit, just a little bit. But Velzen once again is just it's 6-man, and that's why I gotta go with Velzen.
So I have the chat screaming to let the cat vote.
Tiger's gonna side with me on this one.
All
He's gonna
right.
go for Velzen.
I'm sure. I'm not surprised there. I have to go with Velzen as well. I mean, the other plays, honestly, the quality of plays I got this week were incredible. It was hard to choose, even just narrowing it down to what I did. But Velzen came forward with that massive play. In a GOATS meta where we don't see a ton of DPS, he came forward with a massive DPS play. So Velzen, congratulations. You win the top play week 2. You'll be receiving those skins, those loot boxes coming at you here sometime this week. And Gab from last week, you also be receiving one. And I'm also excited to announce, too, with these top plays, one thing I'm going to be doing at the end of this whole season is I'm going to be compiling every single top play into one final top play of the season that will be a vote for the community. The winner of that top play, I'm not really sure what you're going to get yet, but you're going to get something pretty awesome. So I'm working on that piece yet. It's kind of something I've been brainstorming here, but
Probably a piece of trash from Yeti's basement.
yeah, I got like a box cutter over here. This candy wrapper. I got this seltzer can. Congratulations.
Arts and crafts time.
Yeah, arts and crafts. Marshmallow. I don't know, man. Anyways, congratulations to Velzen week 2 play of the week. Last but not least, we got to talk about match predictions here, and then we're going to wrap up. We have 7 matches last week with Sugar Rush taking the bye, getting that automatic 4-0. F in the chat for Renegades. Now we go, starting off, Aimbots Solo Cup. I'm going to skip you on this one, Light. Nick, what do you think?
I'm going to have to give it to Solo Cup.
Solo Cup. Cryptic, what do you think? Oops, sorry.
Oh, no, that's my bad. I just think
No,
the
no.
tanks are nutty. The tanks are really nutty, so I have to give them that advantage.
Thank you.
Cryptic, what do you think?
Hold on, what was the match again? I'm sorry, Braveheart?
Aimbot Solo Cup.
You know, I have learned, I've bet against aimbots once before, and I'm going to bet against them again, Solo Cups.
All right, Sneaky, what do you think?
Well, who we haven't played either of these, have we?
We scrimmed against the aimbots before they had all that turnover.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say that was sounding very familiar.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it to Aimbots.
Aimbots, all right. LiteRose, shot to the heart, I know. How are you guys feeling going into this week? I'm not going to give you a prediction, but how are you feeling?
Going in this week, like we've said before, you can't underestimate aimbots, especially White Knight's a good DPS. They've got some good supports or tanks overall. But overall, we're feeling more confident, especially, but a lot less than we would have because of last week the Sugar Rush upset. Mm-hmm. That's obviously something that it's like, ooh, you gotta notice that. Mm-hmm. So feeling pretty good.
I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I know Zuby is going to ping the fuck out of me because I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm going to go with aimbots. I counted them out last week, and that was a mistake. And it's not a shot on Solo Cup. Solo Cup's a hell of a team, but I think aimbots made a statement last week, and please do.
Zuby says he will beat your ass.
That's fine. I don't expect anything less. We're going to kick it back down the circle with the next one, Alt F4, Omnic Turtles. We played Omnic Turtles last week. We screamed against Alt F4, and I'm going to kick off the predictions by saying I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Omnic Turtles. Alt F4 is a very good team. I think I look at that team, and I see a lot of very good players who don't get enough respect in this community. But at the same time, Omnic Turtles' coordination has become outstanding, and that team is very spooky, and they deserve more credit. And I'm gonna go Omnic Turtles next against Alt F4. LiteRose, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it's prediction time, so I gotta do a couple things first. First, you gotta equip the gamer shades. Second, you gotta equip the 500 IQ hat, and then you gotta go big brain.
Oh God!
You gotta go big brain.
You literally made my cat leave. Like,
you scared away the cat.
I'm a scary man. You gotta go with Omnic Turtles this week. They are a powerhouse that I speculate is gonna go far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
As my plan for this week.
I can't take you seriously.
To you next.
You lost me, Sneaky. Go ahead.
Yes. Who? I'm sorry.
Sneaky. Your turn.
I gotta go with Omnic Turtles. I'm with you 100% on that. They really, they show that they have a lot of gumption, if you will. What?
Sorry, I can't do it. It's just
I just have to cover that part of it.
I know. It's like it's not. As somebody's saying, it's less big brain, more big schnoz. That's really what I'm getting out of this. All right.
No, Turtles all the way. I mean,
I like Turtles
it's gonna be a good match.
Cryptic, how you feeling going in?
First off, alright, I'm gonna be leaving the IRS.
I hear more big brain.
People are kind of overlooking this. If you look back to the preseason tournament, we played Omnic Turtles week first map, and we beat them 3-1. We've beat them before, and if we have to, we'll do it again.
Hey, we beat them in a scrim too. Just saying.
Rip.
Yeah. So.
I don't think we're gonna lose. I think we have a very good chance at winning. Omnic Turtles is a good team, but we beat them before. We played them just 2 weeks ago. I don't think enough has changed. I think we're gonna beat them.
All right, confidence going in.
Nick, 3-2. Call my shot.
I'm gonna have to go with Omnic Turtles. I'm gonna have to follow the crowd on this one.
The 4-0 against Omnic Turtles in the predictions, or against Alt F4 the predictions. Omnic Turtles, big favorite here. Elusion Meteors, Nick. You are on the captain of Elusion. How are you feeling going into this week? You just watched them in the feature match. How are you feeling?
They're a really scary team too. But we're looking to regroup. We're looking to kind of put what happened last week behind us and just play the Overwatch that we know how to play and stick to our call-outs, stick to communication. And it is getting hard to focus with LiteRose like that.
This might be how I actually look. You never know.
Yeah, don't. That's just insulting. He's got the dad from that '70s show going right now. Is how he looks. Sorry, that show might be too old for some people here. And I mean, I'm 31, and I'm casting with
70s, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Cryptic, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna go Elusion here.
Elusion.
I think we're gonna bounce back. They've shown they can go toe to toe before, and they had a rough week. It happens. We played a tough opponent. You bounce back. You go back into it. I think we're gonna do it.
Sneaky.
Hey, I'm always one to vote for the underdog. So not because we are one ever. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna go with Elusion.
Big brains.
All right. It's telling me Elusion. Elusion
All
this
right.
week against the Meteors.
We got 3 for Elusion. I'm going to spin it back and go Meteors. I'm sorry. I gotta. It's just... Meteors are... I think they're going to be a little ticked off after this 4-0. And I think they're going to come back. And I think... No offense, Nick. I do think that they're going to come in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. So just watch out for that Reaper. Because he's going to be scary, I have a feeling.
Rip all tank mains everywhere.
Yeah, all tank mains are crying right now every time they see red gear on the opposite team. All right, so now we go Fighting Potatoes and Meta Rejects. I have feelings about this match. All right.
Is Sneakykittens, can I get predictions as well?
So never count out the Fighting Potatoes. That's all I'm saying.
You can't really.
LiteRose, what do you think? Meta Rejects, Fighting Potatoes.
This one is honestly really hard. Like I said, if Meta Rejects kind of clicks with their communication, they will win. But if they don't, then Fighting Potatoes are going to take over. So it's kind of like betting on something you don't really have a grip over. But I'm going to have to go Fighting Potatoes this week.
All right. Breaking from your captain in chat who's calling for a Meta Rejects 5-0 here. Sneaky, you're feeling good? Are you on the same boat as me?
We've had 2 interesting games. We're going into week 3. We have a renewed sense of purpose, and our potatoiness it's just gonna get better. We got this.
I'm with
Taters.
you. All right, Cryptic, what do you think?
Can I go last, actually?
All right, Nick, what do you think?
What are you planning?
He's got a thing.
But I want to go last. No, that little speech made me that Sneaky gave just made me tip the favors to Fighting Potatoes.
That's why she's our captain. Damn it.
Aw.
All right. And what do you got, Cryptic?
You know, I don't think Fighting Potatoes are gonna win it. I'm going Wrecking Crew. I'm not.
Okay, Cryptic.
Are you okay?
Are you stroking out right now? Because we're right now picking Meta Rejects and Fighting Potatoes.
Oh, did I say Wrecking Crew?
You sure did.
No, I'm tired.
You're not
All
big
right.
brain enough.
All right,
Yeah.
So Meta Rejects. I'm going Meta Rejects.
All
Did
right.
I say it right this time?
You sure didn't. That's Meta
Yes.
Rejects is not how you pronounce Fighting Potatoes. So
You know, maybe we'll give it your next win next week. But you know, I'm liking Meta Rejects. Kingdom's been playing good. We've Gale's Sister Snibber. I think he was doing good. I gotta give it to Meta Rejects. I gotta give it to Meta.
they're a scary team. I'm not just gonna argue with that.
It's
All right, we got a couple more matches to talk about here. Gravity and Liquid Nova. Gravity coming off that massive 4-0. Liquid Nova on the opposite end of that against Harmony and Chaos. For me, I think this is going to be a Gravity win. I think Gravity has established themselves as the team to beat this season. Until somebody steps up and says, no, put the target on our back now, it's Gravity for me all the way. I see a Gravity 4-0 here. I just see Gravity continuing to dominate. Go ahead, LiteRose.
Well, obviously, I think it's going to be Gravity 4-0. Liquid Nova's got a lot to work on, and there's a lot to improve on, but Gravity is just dominating. And like you said, someone needs to stop them. They're a train, and they're barreling down. Somebody's got to put the dynamite on the tracks, all right? And it's not going to be this week. Gravity 4-0.
Nope. Sneaky.
I'm terrified of Gravity, dude. I'm
Yes.
not even gonna lie. Yeah, the fear is real. Yeah. Gravity.
100%. Cryptic.
Well, I have my disagreements about Gravity being the team to beat, but I still think they're gonna win.
Okay. You mentioned Havoc before, so
I mentioned Sugar Rush. I'm not sure what happened there.
bandwagon.
Havoc. I'm really on this Havoc. I'm on this Havoc train.
Hey.
I like what I see from him.
I do want to point out Havoc and Gravity play each other in week 4.
That is gonna be a game. I'm going Havoc 100%.
That is
I'm
going to
calling
be
my shot now.
insane. But anyways,
Yeah,
you
no
pick Gravity
wonder
this
you're a
week.
Patriots fan.
All right, Nick, what do you think? Liquid Nova, Gravity.
Gravity are scary
Yes.
good, and it's going to be impossible to not pick them for the 4-0 in this week.
All right. We'll see if Liquid Nova can pull the big upset. Next match up is Harmony and Chaos and Havoc. Nick, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go Havoc, just because I know what they did to us last season in the playoffs as Solo Cup. So, Havoc. Maybe not a 4-0, but maybe a 3-1.
What do you think, Cryptic?
Going Havoc 4-0. As I've stated,
Wow.
I am all aboard this Havoc train. I think we're gonna go all the way again. I think they have a good chance to win it all again. I am on this Havoc train. I am not gonna get off this train until I am proven wrong.
The hashtag ban Cryptic is
Yeah.
real.
Dude, it is
Seriously.
being real. I'm gonna say my opinion, and also I'm in the Havoc Discord. I'm probably gonna be pinged if I say anything bad about him.
What if your opinion is wrong?
Yeah.
But, well, I will admit when I'm wrong, but until then, I think I'm right.
Sneaky, what do you think?
Well, I'm actually seconding the sentiment. Like, I think Havoc's gonna take it, but I think that Harmony and Chaos can definitely put up a fight. So I'm not gonna say a full sweep, but I think Havoc will take it.
Big Brain.
Big Brain says that Harmony and Chaos. I mean, it's completely possible that it could come down to a map 5. Harmony and Chaos has got a lot of good players, and they put them to good use. And I think Havoc overall takes the match, but Harmony and Chaos, it could be very close.
I'm picking the upset here. I am picking Harmony and Chaos. I believe a lot in Shadow or Maxix or whatever account he's been playing on these days. I am a massive believer in him as a serious threat in this community. And again, one of those players who maybe plays kind of under the radar, mainly because he's a somber man. But he's an incredible player, and I think he puts the team on their back, and I think they beat Havoc 3-2. I really do. I have a feeling that Havoc is going to go down on this one. So that's just my prediction here. I'm sure I'm going to get pinged by Dunzo or something about it, but I'm going with
He's
Harmony
already
and
DM'd
Chaos.
me. He's already DM'd me. He's probably typing to you right now.
Yeah. I expected nothing less.
Dunzo is typing.
Yeah, Dunzo is typing. Anyways,
people are typing.
Several people are typing. All right, last match of the week was going to be the feature match. Unfortunately, we had a scheduling snafu, so we do not have a feature match on the schedule currently for this coming week. That may change. It may not. We might not have a featured stream, guys. So if we don't, sorry about that. Just kind of the way things shook out this week. Feature streams will be returning in week 4 with Harmony and Chaos taking on the Fighting Potatoes in that match. But week 3, Wrecking Crew and Otaku in the last match. I am going to go right ahead, and I'm going to say Otaku because I am a massive believer in what they're bringing to the table, and I am a massive believer in Yojak, who, in my opinion, and I'm saying it now, is the best tank in the league. And done.
All right.
Cryptic. Or not Cryptic, sorry. Light. I want the big brain first, Cryptic.
All right. You want the highest opinion first, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to go with Otaku. I'm going to say 3-1. Wrecking Crew isn't something to be, written off. They had the win in week 1. But, I mean, Otaku's just got a bunch of great people. They've got, obviously, Smugs, Yojak, who, like you said, could be the best tank. I mean, as like a main tank, I'm just not gonna say that because shush. But I'm gonna say Otaku 3-1.
All right, Sneaky.
Otaku.
All right.
That's all. That's what I gotta say.
Cryptic.
I'm not sure if I completely agree about Yojak being the best main tank of the league. He's good. I'm not gonna diss him there. But you're right. Otaku's winning.
Nick, take us away. Last prediction of the day.
Otaku. We've played them in scrims. We've played them last week. We play them in the preseason tournament. I know what they're capable of. I think the whole league knows what they're capable of. And yeah, I mean, Yojak is an incredible main tank, but I don't think it's just Yojak. I think it's just the communication and the way that they work as a team that's just gonna have them win that game 3-1.
All right. Awesome. That's our predictions. We'll see if they come to fruition here. And that's all we have for today. Thank you to NickTsal from Elusion for coming in here. Thank you to Sneakykittens from the Fighting Potatoes, the Meme Dream Team coming in. And thanks to Cryptic and LiteRose coming in and co-hosting with me. On that note...
Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Removing Cryptic from the call. And
Yeah, there we go.
from everybody
this
here...
week, make sure you trust Big Brain and his predictions, all right?
There we go.
All right?
From everybody here at the Tranquility Community, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Experience tranquility.